Hey guys, what's up? This is Comic Ken, and I'm just getting a couple of last minute things set up, and then we'll jump right into it. Appreciate you coming to the show, and yeah, let's get started. Um, what have I been up to all week? This week, let me get the music going. This week I have been basically it's another period where I'm experiencing the life of a full-time artist, where I haven't really done anything outside of make art, go take a walk, and then come home. And that's pretty much all I do every day. Um, it's weird because I don't think this is gonna last, but it's at the same time, it's like there are a few things that might make it possible to keep this going. Uh, I'll get into it after I pick out the right music. Let me see. There's this one called Into Space. No, I'll just go with the lo-fi here. Have that on my usual setting. There we go. And I think we're good. Okay. Yeah. And let me go ahead and present my screen. Right now, I am finishing up the last bit of Air Rider chapter 3. And that is just on the inking stage. So let me remove that for a second and pull up the last page here so that we're not, or maybe this is the last page. Hold on. And then after I'm done with all this, oh yeah, this is the last page. Okay, cool. So I'll go ahead and add this to the stage. Hey, what's up, Nick Stream? Appreciate you coming to the show. How you doing, man? Let me pull this up. Okay, cool. And I think this is basically the second to last page of Air Rider that I have to draw right now. So I'm just working on this. And I've been sitting on these pages for years now, just trying to figure out like how much I have left and if it's even worth finishing off as a series, like with just these last two pages. Hey, what's up, Paul? How you doing? Appreciate you coming to the show, man. We also got Nick streaming here, so we're just chilling. Right now, I'm working on the last couple of pages for Air Rider issue 3, and that one, it just turned out that I just had some extra time to be working on it, so I'm just trying to knock that out right now. And for the longest time, let me see if I can get this selected here. Okay, there we go. So for the longest time, I've just had this on the back burner. I haven't really tried to take it to that next level yet, or try to finish it, because I've done like Kickstarters and whatnot in the past, but because I started working on something new, it was basically like, okay, well, what do I do with these pages? There's no time to really work on them, no time to really like try to finish it off. So I guess I just have to leave it alone. Leave it alone for the next, I don't know how many years, man. But I finally found a little pocket of time to actually finish some of these pages. And it turns out I was done with a lot more of this work than I even thought. So I'm just like, all right, well, fuck it. I'm gonna finish it off and do a proper send off for the series. Hey, what's up, Poppy Rico? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming out to the show. We're just chilling here with Air Rider right now. I am doing the final couple of pages for issue 3, and then I'm going to send it to this flatting program. Probably not on this show, but and get it flatted. And basically, the way I colored issue 2 was with flat colors. Um, Flat colors plus some. I don't know what else I used. It was flats plus some other. Oh, gradients. Just like simple color methods to make it work without having to work too hard, if that makes sense. Like, it's just enough for people's eyes to like go through the panels and be like, all right, I understand what the color is, or I understand what this what the intent behind this page is. As long as it's clear, then it's fine. Especially with Air Rider, like with this book, I went all out in terms of the art, but that's because before working on Saintly, like I just was like, okay, I gotta go all out all the time, every time, no matter what. Use every ounce of artistic knowledge that I have at my disposal. I can never slack, never make something bad. And really, it's a waste of time to try to do that all the time. Like, after finishing up the colors for Saintly, I got to a point where now that I'm working on finishing up this last bit of Air Rider, it's like, okay, now I understand that I don't have to make everything perfect. Everything is, I'm just drawing things a lot faster and making things, you know, serviceable rather than a masterpiece every time. Like, it's a complete waste of time to try to make every single thing a masterpiece. So I'm just doing not the bare minimum, but I'm doing what it takes to make something look decent, and then moving on and just drawing as fast as I possibly can. Hey, what's up, Ictus? How you doing? Appreciate you coming to the show, dude. Always appreciate the energy, man. I'm just working on some Air Rider pages right now and finishing up issue number 3, which I've had on the back burner for like years. But since I gotten some time off of Saintly for a second, I can like actually try to attempt to finish this last chapter. And what I was saying just now is like, after working on Saintly issue 1 and like figuring out this drawing process where I'm just sitting down, do the tasks that are needed to finish the comic, and then stop and move on to the next task. Now I'm just doing that with Air Riders. Like, okay, does this panel look good enough? Good. Then we move on. Like, we move on to the next. It's no need to make everything look perfect. No need to make everything look amazing. People are only going to be looking at it for a second and then onto the like reading the next thing. If you want to make something perfect and awesome and amazing and cool, that's what I would reserve for like illustration work. Trying to do an illustration that looks really cool or really good. And I want to do more of that in the future. Like, I know what illustration style I'm aiming for, and I'm gonna try to hit that. Hey, is that Nick Capone? Hey, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming to the show. It's been so long, man. Like, yeah, I've been doing these every Thursday, but I never expected to see you in here, bro. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Nick and I went to the Kubert School. We weren't classmates, but he was like the librarian when I was attending. And I think he went to the school before I did, or he graduated before I did. So yeah, he's like he's a colorist, and he also has done his own comic called Purity, which I think is one of the better like quote unquote bad girl or good girl type comic books. And we've done an interview with him on like our other channel, like this other channel that I used to do with a buddy of mine in comics, where we would interview other comic creators. It was called the Comics Grind, and we had him on our podcast. So yeah, that's a whole other like thing that I haven't even really mentioned that much on my channel. But yeah, yeah, it's really good to see you, man. Um, let me see. Popping Rico, he says, makes sense. I remember something similar in a Batman Beyond comic where the important scenes were drawn well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The important stuff is going to be drawn well. Everything else is going to be kind of quickly, not quickly dashed off, but just drawn quickly enough so that your eyes register the right information. But yeah. And then said, that's awesome. Happy to see you make your brief return for issue 3 before the reboot. Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, what's up, Benny Scribbles? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming out to the show. We're just chatting about Air Rider and making comics and stuff, all that. Nick Capone says, yeah, it's been a bit. Great to see you. Yeah, man. Yeah, good to see you too, dude. Nick does like, well, he'll answer, but he does like comics and whatnot. Let me go back to doing this. Okay, so, and this face looks kind of like, it looks goofy, man, but that I only took like 2 tries to figure out this pose here, and this pose over here read like, it reads like, okay, he's like, on the ground and like kind of laying back, and then his arm comes here, and it's just like, okay, this is enough to where you get the point. I would have in the past, I would have wanted to do a whole, like, bring out a whole drafting page and put it on paper and whatnot, but I was just like, you know what, there's no time, just do it, get it down and move forward. So that's what I did with this page. But for Saintly issue 2, I'll be drawing everything on paper first, then translating over to digital, because it just has a better look to me, a more tactile feel for the panels. I don't really like how I ink digitally, because it looks what's the word? It looks digital. It looks like it was inked digitally. Like, even though the pen, I'm happy with the pen, it's just I can't get the right strokes that I personally want from, oh darn it, I'm coloring in white. I want to color in transparency. In fact, that's what I'll do. I'll hit the okay, y'all can see what I'm doing. Good. Pick up color from layer, and that way I can just do that. All right. There we go. Let me see. Nick says, upcolored pages for Image. Oh, nice. Stray Dogs, Dynamite, Vampirella, Wacky Races, Space Ghost, Johnny Quest, Green Hornet. Oh man, those are all like boomerang shows that I remember. IDW, Team NT, and Archie. Nice. And Archie was like the main comic company at our school and all that stuff. Let's see. But as of late, I've been coloring more indie titles for Mythos Comics Group and Ethereal Comics. Whoa. Nice. Been working on my comic strip, waiting for replacement tablet cable. Okay. Hey, what's up, Code Ninja? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming out to the show, dude. I think we'll take a look at your stuff a little bit later in the show and check it out. Let's see. Nick Pony says, nice. When are you planning on launching it? If that's in relation to Air Rider, I don't even know. I don't have a planned launch date or anything. It's just like Let's see. It's just like what? I'm just finishing it while I got time. I don't even know when I'm gonna finish it, but the main priority right now is working on Saintly, and then um Air Rider is just right now I have time to actually like draw it. Uh oh yeah. A Comic Can, a Eber Nation TTGG. What's up, man? Appreciate you coming out to the show. I haven't seen you before, I don't think. Hey, Comic Ken, is Air Rider available in digital format to purchase? Is it available in digital format to purchase? No, you can just read it for free on my email list. The link is in the description of this video, like right underneath the stream. So you can read both issue 1 and 2 for free on the email list. You don't need to buy it digitally. But you can buy the physical version at the same link pretty much, or on Big Cartel. I can post a link in the what's the word? In the comments here for the physical. But the digital version is free to read. You can also read it on Global Comics, but you have to type it correctly. You have to type it Air-Rider High School Hero. It'll be on Global Comics. Let me see. And then this, oh, that's the wrong link. Let me see. And then this will be the Big Cartel link. That way you can buy it traditional if you, or you can buy the physical copy if you want. Let's see. Okay. Code Ninja says, I want to try my hand at working on a few titles for the industry, but my style really isn't fit for it. Yeah, man, there's so many people's art styles that don't fit what the industry is looking for, where they're looking for like Jason Fabok or like super like Batman style stuff. Like they're looking for something that most people can't do, you know, like fully rounded characters that look like superheroes all the time, you know what I mean? And that's why in the Kubert school they really stressed learning anatomy, like drilling anatomy, figuring it out to a T so you could get it correct all the time. But you leave the school and you realize it's not 100% important to always get it right. Like there's workarounds, and then there's manga artists who basically just fib at anatomy or just guess at anatomy. They don't do it exactly perfect all the time. So you can, once you learn the rules, you can break the rules. Let's see. Hey, Chaz. Let me see. Chaz Bradner, what's up? Appreciate you coming out to the show. I don't think I've seen your name before. Decided to finally follow my dreams and become an author. Watching you has been great while writing my first fantasy novel. Oh, that's so dope, man. Appreciate you actually appreciate you watching, and then appreciate you actually trying to make your stuff happen. Like that's always great to see. Fantasy novel. Okay, that's dope, man. Let's see. Code Ninja says, I can do that super realistic style, but I never liked it. But that was the style I worked in as a professional illustrator. Oh, okay, dope. It feels like I'm reading something trying to be a movie. Probably why I was never a fan of Western comics. Yeah, I really like Western comics, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, there are some things that are so realistic as to try, like they're trying to be a movie, and you can tell that they're trying to be a movie. I feel the same way about French comics as well, where they draw the background in every single panel to the point where it just feels like they're not utilizing comics for what comics are good at. They never give you a space to breathe with their works. Like they're so well drawn, perfectly well drawn, but they're drawing more like a movie on the page rather than a comic book where there's some space to breathe. And manga is different where it's in black and white, but it'll make use of the whole buffalo of comics where it'll have like it'll make full use of panels, it'll make full use of um like the speech balloons and the wording and where it can be placed so that it will have the maximum effect. I like how manga does things so that it can always have the most, so it can be readable and clear at first, but also have a really strong emotional effect. That's one of the things I really admired about manga for the longest time. Okay, so here I want to change this face so it's not so weird looking. I don't know. I like the smile like enough, but I also want to make it, I don't know. This might be something I save for future Ken, where I'll have more of a solution for it. Hit that okay. No, his smile would be bigger in this case, I think. And at the same time, where would his eyes be? I don't know. Let's see what the comments are saying. Eber said, I'm willing to support indie creators, but I don't have space for physical comics, but I will purchase both copies of Air Rider. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, just visit the link in the description below or go to Global Comics and you'll find Air Rider there as well. Actually, let me link that in the description below too, because I always have the link on deck. You know, this is one of those things that that helped me early on was putting my links to everything within reach, like always within reach. Just putting it on my my dashboard, or putting up near on my Google Chrome where I could easily reach them. That is the best way to always have your stuff on hand. It's almost like having your business card in hand every time. Because whenever I try to market on social media or post my stuff on social media, I'd have to keep searching up my own comic, my own links, and putting it where I could always see it, where it's always on hand, was the best thing. It's like one of those little small things that you do for your business that helps streamline it, so that you don't waste so much time. It like saves you seconds, which saves you years and years accumulated over time. So let me see what we got here. I think there was a bug or something. Okay. I want to finish the... Nope. I want to finish the shadow underneath his chin there. There we go. And I'm basically damn near done with this. I gotta check a couple things. Okay. There we go. Oh, you know what? I just finished watching the movie Heat, and that movie was really good. A friend recommended it to me. It was actually Joe Catapano of Good Joe. He does like videos about making comics and drawing and that kind of thing. And he told me about this movie called Heat. He said it was like a like a drama or something that was also really strong because of how the characters. Well, actually, the main thing he was talking about was how Michael Mann, the director of the movie, did so much research and how that factored in to the movie's production and the story, and how it made everything feel real. Even if you don't know what is supposed to be real and what is not, you feel it, you can sense it just because of how much meticulous detail went into the what's the word? Into the research, into the research, how much research went into the directing and the shots and all that. My favorite scene was the shoot scene, like where they were shooting, like the shootout scene, yeah, where they were shooting each other and they were in like downtown LA, and it just felt so intense and so real. Like people were like getting shot up, like it was crazy. It was a good time. Um so yeah, that was a very solid movie. And Al Pacino and Robert De Niro are just good in anything, so I just enjoyed that. And let's see. I'm just doing like little things now. These don't even really matter. Let's see. What's up? Icta says, what page is this for issue 3? For issue 3, this page is... What page is this? This is like 2 pages before the end. And the full issue is like 40 or 41 pages. I don't even know how it ballooned to that size, but I think it was because I expanded a lot of scenes that were just supposed to be a panel, but I expanded them because they needed air, like they needed more time to breathe so that the full point would be hidden. So yeah, with a comic like Air Rider, that's a web comic and it's not like a graphic novel like I'm doing with Saintly, I can give panels time to breathe and give them air just because they need it. But with Saintly, it's like, okay, you got to pick and choose which moments you want to show, and you can't draw everything you want to draw, because it's going to be turned into a book, and it's also on a budget, so you can't draw every single thing. You have to take your time with it, or you have to pick which moments you are most important, show those, and move on to the next. Don't waste time trying to explain every single emotion, every single thing. Just show what's important. And it's a good challenge to draw things that way, but it's also like frustrating because you're like, man, I want to show everything. I want it to everything to blow up. But then you see like how much more succinct and easy your story is to render when you actually save and spare a lot of details. Where if you like, you don't have to say everything, and you still say everything that you need to say. So it's like, okay, you don't have to go all out on everything. You can just, it'll still be there, or the point will still be felt. Michael Mann movies are so vibey, and I love how he makes films about professionals standing on business. You should watch The Thief by him. Okay, appreciate it. DC Warrior, I don't think I've seen you yet, except in like other comments and whatnot. But yeah, appreciate it, man. Let's see. Okay, so what am I doing now? I am just kind of sharpening things up, adding a little bit more of a render. Does he have pockets? Yeah, he does have pockets. What the hell? I forgot them. You know, that's one of the things you run into as a comic artist, and something you probably run into as a musical artist as well, where you just kind of forget how certain characters are drawn at a certain point. You're just like, wait a minute, I think this guy is supposed to have a pocket here or something like that. And if a character has a lot of details, and you're not drawing them constantly, you'll probably forget a lot of those major details. Like there's been times where the artist for Naruto has forgotten major stuff about his characters and had to reference his own book to figure out how they were drawn, and like look back at the art, look back at old art to be like, okay, this is the details of Jiraiya, because Jiraiya is like a hard character to remember how to draw. Like you have to figure out all the details. Naruto has a lot of extra details on him too, but he's more simple to draw. um but yeah, that's also why I made Eric very simple to draw as well, so that I would be able to remember his design, but also draw him very quickly for every situation, like for every panel. Like I can draw him quickly, and and he's simple enough to where I can gesturize him very well. Like I can caricature him as well, like where he doesn't have to be perfectly drawn every time. Like it's actually better if he looks kind of more crazy or menacing or just weird at times. Like he can look weird at times. But it works because his character is like that, like where he's just kind of a weird, angry dude. Um, which contrasts with how he becomes a hero later on, but also because how his like late father is a shooter, like for the school that he's attending right now. And so yeah, that that used to be like the main what's the like selling point for the story, where he is the son of a school shooter, and he's also attending the school where his father was a shooter. So now he's also like dealing with all the fallout from the shooting that happened like before he was even born, because the faculty hasn't forgotten about what happened, and the school itself is still feeling the effects of what happened in the past. So now there's all these like villains based off of what happened before. And so then Eric, he becomes a hero to correct everything that his father destroyed when he was still around. So Eric himself, he starts off as a bully, and I'm currently like looking at this page in issue number 2. He starts off as a bully because he just didn't have a good upbringing, like he didn't have a good upbringing. His mom was always, I don't know, bringing in one boyfriend or another. He didn't have a dad in the home. His dad was a school shooter, so it was just like, and how he was born, man, I'm not even gonna go into that, dude, because I mean that was a whole mess. That was the whole reason like his dad snapped and became a shooter to begin with. So yeah, that's a whole backstory, and I'm gonna actually tell that one day, but I have to do Saintly first. Like I can't I can't just stop and be like, all right, well fuck Saintly, I'm just gonna do Air Rider now. But yeah, the whole backstory behind him becoming like being born is it's like a tragedy, dude. It's like a tragedy and an accident, and it's just insane. But yeah, somehow this guy got born, and now he has to deal with everything. He has to deal with the sins of his father. Like he has to deal with all the stuff he caused in the past, and then transmute it, like make his school, like fix his school that that hates him. Everybody hates him. Well, they don't hate him, but they do. Like they hate him and they fear him because he's a bully. He had a bad upbringing, so he just lashes out at people and that kind of thing. So this is the kid that he mainly bullies because he gives him homework and stuff like that. But yeah, he only has like one friend, and that is This girl, that's this girl who can tell that he's not like this evil crazy guy that he always puts himself out to be. But yeah, this is his only friend, and this is the reason why he becomes a hero to begin with, because she gets hurt in the first issue, and he's just like, I'm gonna make sure that these guys pay for hurting my friend. So let me see, where's the, okay, yeah. So yeah, this is them. And this girl, this other girl that shows up on the next page, this is the friend of the black girl. Her name is June. And her friend's name, the one in the red, is Maddie. She's friends with June, but doesn't like Eric, and Eric doesn't like her, and they hate each other. But they're kind of together, like they're kind of connected just because June is both their friends. So yeah, so it's kind of like that. And now in issue 3, because of the events of issue 2, Eric is trying to get some of his street cred back and fight the, okay, y'all can see it, fight the, why is it not moving? Oh, okay, fight the glasses kid again. But this is the ending scene where glasses kid, which is what everybody calls him, but his name is Colton, gives Eric some information that he needs to find June's masked assailant. So then he runs off and wears his costume for the first time. And yeah, that's the end of issue 2. And I thought I had like infinite time to be drawing like all these comics, but because like if I were to really do this over again, I would have him be in costume by issue 2, like just get it started, just get it going. But because I didn't really have much story knowledge back then, I was just like, all right, by issue 3 he's gonna be in costume. Then issue 4, I was writing more of a manga type story where you could afford to like take time and wait, but time waits for nobody, and I didn't have all that time to be trying to figure out his like backstory and all that stuff. So let me check out the comments. Let me see. Elijah Flowers, hey, what's up? Appreciate you coming out to the show. You said dropping by to say hi. Talk to you later. Oh, okay. What's up, man? Interesting, very entangled. Appreciate it, man. Hold up, that's heavy. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. Ken's over here with intricate backstories, and I'm here writing kids talking about beating up Santa Claus. Yeah, I remember that strip. That's funny. Dealing with the sins of your father. That's so American. Yeah, man. I don't know. Where are you from? Are you from some other country or something? Time waits for nobody. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, man. Like I'm 30 now. I just turned 30 a few days ago, and now it's like I've always felt a little bit of time pressure, but now I feel it more because it's like, okay, 30. And over the years that I was in my 20s, I put out like 2 comic books. 2 comic books in my 20s, dude. Like, that is so... I wouldn't call it trash, but I mean, like, man, I really wish I did more, or I should have been able to do more or pull off more. But there were times where... like I'm gonna probably do like a full chronology or something of my 20s and talk about what the hell I was doing for most of that time, because most of that time I wasn't drawing comics. I wasn't even thinking about comics. I was thinking about who I am and trying to figure out like what's my purpose in life and where do I go from here. all that kind of stuff. And those questions were so serious to me that I was just like, I got to stop doing everything so I can figure this stuff out. When I was 20, like right when I was 19 and then 20, I I just quit everything. I stopped doing everything. I stopped going to school. I quit going to community college because I was just like, this is a waste of time. I just want to draw. I quit going to community college, and I just went homeless for a while. I was just like, all right, let me go see what's actually out there in life and just see what life is actually like. Because I was just sheltered most of my childhood, like up until 20, where it was all school, work, or church, and that was it. That was my life. And then the rest of the time would just be drawing. And the only thing that I ever felt proud of was my art skills. And I was just like, well, I'm good at art, but I don't know how to talk to girls. I don't know what life is actually like. I don't have any like street knowledge. And I just feel like this isn't all there is to life. So I was just like, all right. At 20, I was like, okay, I gotta do something else and figure this stuff out before I lose my mind. Because I was literally going crazy. I was just like, okay, I can't keep doing this cycle. It was just a cycle that was going over and over again. I was just like, I gotta do something else. So yeah, at 20, I went homeless for a while, and then I'll talk about this more on the video. Then after that, I went to stay with my family. Like in Baltimore, like there was my extended family in Baltimore. Then I came back home and I worked at a cubicle in Sears for 2 years. And that was like, it was all right at first because I was making money. I was just like, all right, I'm making money. And I saved all that money to go. Well, I saved a lot of that money, but at the same time, I was just like, really stressed out because I was just like, oh, this is actually it. This is what people talk about when they're like, I'm dying at this job or I feel trapped at this job. It was a literal cubicle where I just answered people's emails about these worthless points or whatever for Sears points program or whatever. And I hated it. I hated dealing with customers. I hated the whole process. Okay, y'all can see what I'm doing. Good. Yeah, I hated that whole process. I hated that whole life. And I just started looking up options for going to school, and the Cubert school was one of the ones that I was just like, okay, I can afford this. Well, I can't. I couldn't afford it. But I was just like, at least it's accredited. I can get a loan, and it's in my country. So I signed up for that. I got a scholarship, and then I went over to the Cubert school, and that was at age 22. And I went there for the next 3 years. COVID happened during that, so we had to do homeschool, not like homeschool, but like school from online. Like we did online school for I don't know how many months. We did that for a couple months before we came back eventually. And just we were wearing masks during that time. And yeah, I did that until 25. And during the time I had like this weird mental breakdown where I drank and I smoked like once. But that one time like fried something in my head to where I was just fucked up for 2 years. Like I thought I was dying legitimately. I thought I was legit dying for a straight week after drinking that, and then for 2 years it was just I couldn't really feel anything. Like in life I was just like a walking ghost. So it affected me. That one time affected me for years afterward. And so I lost time due to that. I would call those the lost years, because during like COVID was fine. Like I was totally fine during COVID, and COVID was actually a good time because I was working as a mover like a furniture mover. And if you're looking for an adventure in life, be a furniture mover, because that is something else, man. But yeah, during those 2 years after the Cubert school, I was just out of it. I was working and I was doing things. I was living life, and I was trying to finish up issue 2 of Air Rider. So during school, I finished up issue number 1 of Air Rider, and that was the first. That was actually the second comic I ever completed. The first comic was this issue 0 of Air Rider, where our teacher had us do an 8-page comic, where we would letter it, color it, and finish it. Her name was Erica Schultz, and she was like a slave driver, dude. Like, you had to get your stuff done for her class, or else you're cooked. So yeah, I did 8 pages, colored, inked, and lettered. And after that, I was just like, wow, I have my first comic done. Like, first thing I've ever completed, colored, and done everything official. And it was Air Rider. It was Air Rider number 0. Then after that, using the skills I learned from the school, I created this. Let me show you the print you see in the back, that top one. I created that during my first summer after my first year at the Cubert school. And let me see if that's still playing. Okay. And after I created during that summer, I was also creating issue number 1 of Air Rider as much as I could before I got a summer job. And then I completed that by the 3rd year of the Cubert school. And then we got stimulus checks for COVID. And I used my stimulus check from COVID to pay for printing. I paid for printing with my stimulus check from COVID, and I printed out like 100 books. I think the printing cost was like $400, and then I just gave them out. I just gave them out to a lot of people in school. I was just like, here, take this, here, take that, here, take some Air Rider. And then I sold some to the school through Anthony Marquez, who became the new owner of the school afterward, or during my time there in the 2nd year. And that was issue 1's production. And then during that time where I was just completely lost and out of it, where I was just like, life isn't worth living and I feel like dying all the time, I completed issue 2 of Air Rider, and I was just like, okay, well, I got this done, but I still feel like trash. And then one day it all just sort of ended. When I was 26. When I was 26, it just ended in January of that year. And then I was just feeling all right again, but I was still always looking around the corner like, am I going to go back into that state again? But no, I never did. And it was like, okay, cool. So I'm normal again. But now I lost like 2 years to this state, and I wasn't going as hard on comics as I thought I should have. So I got issue 2 done when I was around 27 or so. And that was when I first moved out to live. Or maybe it was 26 that I first moved out. Yeah, it was 26 that I first moved out. And then I was just living here for that whole time while I was creating issue 3. And I was creating issue 3, but also living on my own. So actually, you know what? I'm going to answer some comments, and then I'll get back to that, because between issue 3 and issue 2 is when I felt like I started living life and stuff. So let me check out the comments here. What's up? Let's see. Oh, I think y'all can see the screen. I think it just turned off. Hold on. Share screen, share screen. It's always good for me to peek up from time to time just to make sure. There we go. Okay. Okay, this is where I left off. Paul says, working on designing characters for my next story, born and raised in black and white. Nice. Code Ninja says, I mean, most people put out 0 comic books in their 20s. But when I look at like guys like Young Wavy or DD Mark, even though those guys are like extreme outliers, I'm like, I want to be able to put out that much stuff. Like I want to be able to have a really huge output like that. I just hope DD Mark is not like burnt out or anything, because I haven't seen him for a while. He might be working on some other stuff, or maybe he's got published somewhere else. Oversoul Comics. Yeah, man, I wish I've done more with my life. Got to get my act together now. I feel like everybody feels like that at some point. Like I'm feeling like that right now, but everybody feels like, oh man, I wish I was more like that 16-year-old who did a lot of stuff, and then that 16-year-old is wishing like he was like an 8-year-old prodigy, and then the 20-year-old is or the 30-year-old is wishing he was that 20-year-old. Everybody's wishing for a life that they didn't have, you know. Timid little screw up. Oh yeah, I think I remember you from last time. I spent 9 months penciling my comic, and then 2 months ago I was ready to start inking, and I was trying to ink all of it, but then I took a commission. Been doing this commission for almost a month. Yeah, man, it's like I hate commissions because it takes time away from doing my actual thing, but it gives me money if I'm able to do it. Like doing a commission, once you live on your own, you start to see it as a time commitment. It's like, okay, how much time am I spending on this one commission to get paid, and then how much money can I make in whatever time that it takes to make the commission and all that. So yeah, it's just a whole thing. Let me say hi to Master Panda. What's up? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming out to the show, dude. I'm just talking about life and all this kind of stuff. So I'm about to get back to the story after I finish reading the comments. Take our 20s for granted. Not only getting to work out. I lost my momentum. What do I do? All you have to do to get back the momentum is just do a little bit. Like, just do the smallest thing that you can do to get back momentum. Just do 1%. So if you're working on a commission and it's taking longer than you wanted to, do the commission, like get it done, and focus on just getting it done. And then same with the comic, just focus on getting it done. Don't worry about trying to do a huge chunk of work. If you're just starting off and making your own book, your own comic, just think about getting it done. Don't try to focus on speed right now, and focus on the little steps, like baby steps, and bring out the page that you're working on and do that for the day, and you don't even have to touch it. Then tomorrow is the day where you start doing some inked lines on it. You do 5 inked lines or ink a face or whatever, and then you just stop. And then you come back to it the next day, and then you ink a whole panel, and then you do just a little bit each day until you can start doing more and more work on the comic book. And that way you build your stamina up just from doing a little bit, not by going all in one day and then getting tired and then stopping and then coming back in 3 months and then going all in again and then getting tired after 2 days. Like, you want to do it little by little by little, and then you'll eventually feel like doing a whole lot more. That's how I get out of a funk, basically. Born and raised in black and white is about 2 brothers one becomes a preacher and then one becomes an outlaw. Oh, okay. I thought that was like a phrase that you were saying. Hey, Lamai or Imai. I should figure out how to say that. Tell me your pronunciation, man. I was fine during COVID too. I was just working. Yeah, man. A lot of people say it was like a horrible time. It was a bad time. I mean, before then was definitely better, but I wasn't suffering during that. Um, I'll look into moving furniture as a job. I wouldn't recommend it, but it is like my stomach would be boiling every time I thought about going to that job because it was so tiring the first couple of weeks. But after a couple of weeks, you get used to it, and then you can just start. You actually want the work more, and you start enjoying it more often when you do it. But I wouldn't recommend doing it for years at a time because it'll definitely take a toll on your body, just from how much you're moving, how much you're doing, all that kind of stuff. Jig Smiggle, I like that name. Jig Smiggle. Shout out to you, Ken. I've got great respect and admiration for you and your work ethic. You're going after it. Quick question. Appreciate it. Let me see what the quick question is. Let's see. I guess Saintly is your main focus right now. Exactly. Yep. But by any chance, is there any other idea project in your backlog, or do you intend to continue Air Rider as soon as you are done with Saintly? Yeah. Air Rider is next up after Saintly is finished. I don't know when Saintly is finished, and if Saintly becomes this big thing, then it's like I have to continue doing that while it pays the bills, dude. Like, if Saintly blows up or whatever, then I have to just keep riding Saintly to the bank. You know what I mean? And it sucks to put it that way, but I would do as much of Saintly as I possibly can, until I just get tired of it, and then come back to Air Rider. And what I might do is find a cool way to, connect them together somehow. That would be cool, like connect the world somehow or whatever. But I'm gonna have to reboot Air Rider after this issue, because by the end of Saintly, I'll have a way better drawing style, a way more finished, like a way more, honed in, crafted look to what I'm doing, and I'll be better at writing at that point. So I'll be able to do, better on Air Rider. Let's see. I can sing you a whole song about the lost years. At least you've got some work done and improved your skill. I've got nothing to show you for myself as of yet, and I'm older than you. Just keep going. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's just there's what's the word? It's just a perspective thing, you know what I mean? Like a lot of younger guys have done way more work than I have, and I'm just like, man, I wish I could do what they're doing, you know what I mean? But then they're probably looking at the people coming up after them and are like, man, I wish I could do what they're doing. I'm looking at another creator called Bonesaw or Honest Zero C or whatever. And then they are great. Like they're making music, but they also make webtoons, and their stuff is really strong. Like their stuff is really well stylized and cool to look at. And yeah, I admire them, their art as well. And everyone's like, just producing stuff. I wish I could make music as well. Thank you, Ken. We're gonna beat this thing despite all odds. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. We got no choice. We got to do this. Okay, so let me see what we have here. Okay, so I'm more or less done with this page. There's some stuff I could do here and there, but I want to finish the last page now and then get to the rest later. This is 1, 2, 3. Gotta make there we go. Gotta make a fourth finger there. Oh yeah, my story. What was my story? Okay, so at 26, when I moved out, I was just like, okay, that was the second time that I quit art for good, because I quit art the first time at 20 because I was just like, I need to find myself and see what the world outside is like. So I quit art, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna stop drawing because I need to see what I am without art. Like, who am I without art? And then the second time I stopped drawing was to get laid for the first time, man. Like at 26. Yeah, that was the second time I quit. Cause I knew if I saw, I knew if I kept going and just like if I moved out and just kept focusing on art 100% of the time, I would be screwed. Like the me you see now would be fucked, like fucked up in the head. Where I had to try to, like, I had to give up art for a period of time, like put down the pencil to actually try to figure out dating, so that so that I could, what's the word? So that I wouldn't feel this nagging sense of this unfulfilled sexual part of me. Like having that in the back of your mind, having that in your psyche for a prolonged period of time is gonna have like some type of adverse effect on your art. Like I've seen it happen where guys in comics especially will get fucked up in all sorts of sexual shenanigans because they haven't figured out how to deal with women in a healthy way. And so I was just like, okay, I need to stop drawing for 2 seconds and figure this stuff out. So that was at around 26. And then at 27, I got sick, or I got like fucked up where my teeth were so, like, my teeth were just breaking and rotting inside my mouth. I was just like, what the hell is going on? And that was a whole year of, like, when I first moved out, it was almost like heaven, dude. Like it was, I was like, this must be what heaven is like, because I was hanging out with my best friend in the whole wide world. I was just having a good time every day playing. I would go out, try to talk to girls, come back. I mean, I would fail, but then I would come back and then play video games. I would just come back, play video games, play some Smash Brothers, and I wouldn't even touch my drawing or anything. I would kind of noodle away on Air Rider issue 2, but I was just like, wow, I don't have any obligations to draw. I don't have any commissions that I'm doing. I'm just I don't even have work. I just use my savings to live off of. And I was just like, okay, I don't have work, I don't have any of this. I can just focus on trying to go out, try to get laid, and come home, play video games, hang out with my best friend in the world, and we'll just have a good time. And we did have a good time. It was so great. All of 2022, like, or the 6 months of 2022 where I was doing that. I bought a motorcycle. I was trying out like boxing. I was just talking to girls every day and just trying to figure out, like, okay, how the hell does this whole dating stuff work? And eventually I did figure it out, and I was just like on top of the world after that. I was just like, oh yeah, I can do it. And then I got another girl, and I was just like, oh yeah, this is awesome. And I was juggling the both of them. I was just like, oh, this is amazing. And then I ran out of money. I ran out of fucking money, dude. And then I got really cooked, and I was just like, oh, well, I'll get some more money somehow. And somehow it didn't happen. Like, I just ran out because I was buying all this stuff, and I was just like away from my parents, and I was just like, okay, cool. And I didn't really have a conception of bills at that age. I was just like, yeah, I'll figure out the money thing. I can worry about that later. But the more time went on and the more money I ran out of, I was just like, yeah, I gotta figure this up like faster, you know what I mean? And I was just like, okay, should I take out a loan to keep living this life of debauchery and it wasn't even that crazy, but I was just like, should I take out a loan maybe, and maybe that'll help keep this going a little longer? Like, what should I do here? And yeah, eventually I ran out of money. And then when it rains, it pours, dude. Because I ran out of money, and then at the same time, I my teeth started breaking, where they needed immediate medical attention. Because one day I was like sleeping, and then I woke up. I shot up awake. I was just like, okay, my teeth are in pain, and it's not stopping. It's not stopping, and it's not stopping, and I have to take medicine. And even the medicine isn't helping. I need some help right now. And that was about the same time that my best friend in the world stopped talking to me. Like, for whatever reason, like, he just was like, oh, yeah, I just don't want to talk to you anymore. Like, blah, blah, blah. And it was just, I was just like, dude, we were having a great time. What's going on here, dude? And yeah, he turned his back on me. Um, and then my car had a problem that cost $900 to fix. I didn't have any type of money, and then the only job I could get was this dishwashing job at a school that was near me, and I started doing that job. And then I had to go to Baltimore to visit in-laws for a wedding, and I was just like trying to pretend like my life wasn't crumbling apart while trying to enjoy this wedding and all that. And yeah, my teeth every day would just be going through some type of pain, and everything was on in pain, and I didn't have any energy left to talk to any girls, make any friends. Um, and that was around the same time that I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go all in on trying to make comics into a living. Like, that was the turning point where I was just like, okay, enough like fucking around. I'm gonna go actually try to make this happen and make comics into a full-time gig. Because until that point, I was just like, okay, maybe I'll eventually do it, or maybe I'll try it eventually. But for now, I'll just like keep messing around and enjoy some of my youth, because I really didn't feel like at any point I had time to sit down and just be like, oh yeah, I'm only young once, and I'm gonna enjoy this time to be young. And I did for like 6 months, and then everything came fucking crashing down like at the same time, and I was just getting fucked up here and there. And then it was like Nick Patera, who partially helped me out, where he really helped me out in that point, where he gave me a gig helping him color his book called Axe Wielder John, and I colored some pages for that. He gave me like 700 for that, and that helped me um like with rent for that month. And I was just like, oh, thank God. um and then the job that I got helped me out, and that kind of helped me get through that period. But during that time, like, the only thing that I felt like I even had the strength to do was a bunch of push-ups. I was just doing push-ups, sit-ups, anything to keep my mind off of the pain in my mouth. I would do it, like push-ups, sit-ups. And then that's when I launched the podcast with my buddy Nico Rodriguez, and we launched this podcast called The Comics Grind. And we were just doing that for a while. And then I think the following year in 2024 was when I launched Air Rider #1 as like a Kickstarter. I posted it online as a webcomic on Global Comics and and Webtoons. But that was like the start of my diving into the comics space, the comics industry. And yeah, I posted it online, posted it to Webtoons, and that was the start of it. I bought this program called Comics Launch. It was like $1,000, and it was like $100 each month, or 99 each month to pay for it. And then it taught me all the basics of how to market, how to put my stuff out there, and develop an audience for Air Rider. So I launched that in 2024. Then I launched number 2 in 2021 or 2024 as well at the in October, I think. And then after that point, I was just working on number 3, but at the very tail end of 2024 was when I got the offer to do Saintly with Ngozi. And doing Saintly is what took up all of 2025 up until now, where I'm done with chapter 1 of Saintly. And then during that time before Saintly, I was working on chapter 3 of Air Rider. And now I have most of Air Rider chapter 3 done. Chapter 1 of Saintly is also done. So that is basically the chronology of most of my entire 20s up until now. Now I'm 30. And yeah, I eventually came out of that sick period where my teeth were messed up and I got them fixed. And it was in 2024 when I started, like, being alive again, like going out, trying to talk to girls, trying to talk to guys, make some friends, and just, like meet people again, and just get out of my room, because all I had was work and home, work and home, work and home for a whole year. 2023 was like a wash, like completely. It was a growth year for sure, where I was just growing, like learning all the lessons, the harsh lessons of what I did in 2023, where I just no 2022. Yeah, I learned all the harsh lessons of 2022, where I was just spending my money and not really thinking about where it was going or how I would make more. I learned all those lessons in 2023, where now that I, like, when I didn't have money, there would be even more things to take my money away. And I had to watch it like a hawk and make sure that people were getting their numbers right, that I didn't buy any subscriptions that I didn't need, that I was eating correctly, that I didn't have any extra expenses, that I didn't get any crashes or do anything that would fuck up whatever I had going. And most importantly, I didn't want to like nerf myself by developing some type of drinking habit or getting into drugs or any kind of stuff like that. So yeah, that was the rest of my 20s from 2023, and I was like 2027. I was 27 then. And then for the last 3 years since 2027, or since I was 27, the last 3 years have just been me trying to develop this career in comics. So yeah, that was basically my whole 20s, just trying to figure out my way and like who I am and what I'm trying to do. And it's only just become more clear over time, but the 20s is just like, I wouldn't say it flew by, but it's not here anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, well, now I'm 30. And now I know more of who I am, more of what I want to do, and how I'll go about trying to get it. Like, I learned a lot of harsh lessons and figured out a lot of stuff. So yeah, now it's like, okay, what's the new challenge to accomplish? And that is actually trying to make a comic that will make enough to live off of. And yeah, that is what I'm going through right now. So yeah, it's not so bad. Let me see the comments. Let's see what's up. Okay. Hello again. That was such a guy thing, but I get it. Girls don't get how strong that male instinct is. Yeah, man, there's no stopping it, man. Bro, I get it. Sometimes you can't continue the main objective until you complete that side quest. Yeah, exactly. Hiroto Yoshi says dating is overrated. The pages need to get done. Yeah, that's for sure. Let's see. Code Ninja is strange how that works. I was womanless in my early 20s until I started going to the gym and actually going out. Now I'm 30 and dating girls I dreamed of back then. Yeah, dude, that's dope. That's the next thing I'm aiming to do as well. Um but I need to lock in on the pages right now. Let's see. Nick Stream says congrats on not being an incel. Yeah, man, that's hard to accomplish. Because I would vastly I would prefer to just draw and play video games, but I can't um I can't like resist that urge. Like I can't resist that need to interact and get girls and all that. Let's see. Jig Smiggle. I like the idea of connecting your works, even though I'm not Saintly's target audience, but I get the point about making bank though. So many things to be able to play with that, like Easter eggs. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's see. LeMay says, "Where were you grinding your teeth from stress?" No, no, it was just I haven't been to the dentist in years, and it just develops problems in places where you don't even know that there are problems. And I probably had a lot like too many Twizzlers and stuff and like hard foods. Uh your art style insanely is more manga-ish. Yeah, which I personally prefer. Still hope to see something else from you. Air Rider is still on my to read list. Was One Piece's Ace somehow an inspiration? Yeah, he was. Like once I figured out like Eric's look, Ace kind of helped, like the look of Ace from One Piece helped kind of seal in Eric's look as well. I also took inspiration from the character Gene Starwind from Outlaw Star as well. So that kind of helped me figure out like what Eric is supposed to look like. Let's see. These horror stories of our 20s give us grit. They suck really, really bad, but they make us tough as steel. Yeah, dude. They really do suck. Shout out to the homies who helped their homies. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, our 20s help us grow into strong men. Yeah, for sure. Especially if you like go through some hard stuff and then you actually learn the lessons from it. It's cool that you're willing to share this stuff about yourself, Ken. Really relatable. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, it just feels good to like say those things in case somebody else is going through a situation like that. Dragfang says, "Hey Ken, is Saintly finally complete? Also, how is Air Rider coming along?" Yeah, Saintly #1 is basically I'm done with the colors and the letters, and I'm talking with my publisher about how to release it and what we're gonna do with that. I'm gonna meet with her on Saturday, and then Air Rider, I'm working on #3 at the moment and finishing that up. Like I'm basically done with all the inks for every page. If I go to the files here and go to, let's see what we got. The main file, then you'll be able to see where is it? Should be yeah. Like these are all the pages for Air Rider #3, and they're mostly done, or like all of them are done, each and of themselves. But I'm just working on the last couple right now. So it's this page and this page here. So these are the last two things. This is the last page right here, and this page here is like the second to last. So I'm just about done, and then I'll flat them and color. Let's see. Let's see. Dragfang says, "Hey Ken, what are your thoughts on the webcomic space and community? What are your thoughts on its growth and how many more creators who are part of the webcomic space?" I don't even know how many creators there are in the webcomic space, but my thoughts on that, on the webcomic space, is that it's more chill. Like it's definitely it's more chill than the indie comic space, because webcomic space is it's not as much focused on making money as the comic space is. It's like we'll make money if, like, in the indie comic space is, their goal is to make money. Like they're not just making it for fun. Whereas webcomics, there it's not implied that you'll make money out of it. It's like, okay, we're just making comics, putting it online, and if we want to make money eventually, we can. Whereas indie comics is like you can't even see the comic until you buy it, until you pay for it. And if the person who's making it doesn't fulfill on their campaign, then that's like a non-starter. You know what I mean? Like that person gets shooed out of like their side of the industry, and there's more drama involved in the indie comic side because of the involvement of money. Whereas with web comics, it's not implied that there has to be money involved, so there's less. It's just more chill in general. And a lot of but for the same reason, a lot of web comics are unfinished, including like Air Rider. Like Air Rider's been on chapter 2 for 3 years now, like the last 3 years. So it is technically unfinished, and most web comics are like that, where they might start off strong, but they don't finish. Like they just don't continue for whatever reason, and that's just how it goes sometimes. But if you continue, you are able to build like a stronger readership. And I like the fact that you can read people's web comics for free online. Like Empowered didn't start off as a web comic, but it is one of those ones you can read, that you can read for free online. Like I bought it in book form before it was even free to read online, but you can read all the chapters, or as many as are posted on Adam Warren's like Empowered website. So yeah, it's pretty chill side. Let's see which one. Noxudi, hey, what's up? How you doing, man? Or woman? I don't know. But I appreciate you coming to the show, dude. Or lady, I don't know. Let me see. Jeez, Mickle. I just like saying the name. Not only the optics for inspirations, but this whole father with a criminal background and being shunned for it. I cannot help but thinking about Ace while reading Air Rider. Curious to someday read about your MC's background you were teasing earlier. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think about that, but that was way that backstory was way, like, decided way before I even read about Ace. Like I didn't even read One Piece until after, I don't even know. But I didn't even know about Ace until, like, I just came up with the outline of the story where I was just like, what if somebody was a school shooter and they had a son, and then that son became a hero? That would be cool, wouldn't it? And I was 17 at the time when I came up with that, but I was just like, yeah, that might be something. So yeah, I was just making Air Rider as like a practice comic at first, because I was just like, okay, I can make something quick out of this, or I can make a story out of this and have it be interesting enough to people, and that they'll want to read it. And yeah, and that's what I started in the Cubert school, because I was just like, okay, I know I can make this, and I won't feel the pressure to make it perfect like my other stories. So I was just like, okay, yeah, I can try this out and get this started quickly. Code Ninja says, what do you think of Coffee Comics' new business model? Personally, I think the cartridge gimmick is short-sighted. I don't even know what a cartridge is. And I've heard them talk about it with Seiji on their channel, but I don't know what a cartridge is. Like, you'll have to explain that to me, because I keep trying to figure out, like, what are they talking about with a cartridge? Is it like they sell it with music, or do they come up with like some type of, I don't know, Comics Plus CD or something? Like, I don't know what a cartridge is. That's the thing I want to figure out about their business model. Let's see. Dragfang says, Ken, what do you think about the few YouTubers who are able to build and gather an audience for their manga, like Benny the who? Benny the Conqueror or something, maybe? Okay, yeah, Benny the Conqueror. I would actually have to check them out, because that's actually the reason why I am pushing YouTube so hard, is because everybody has like a what's the word? A strategy that they're using to what's it called? Yeah, everybody has a strategy that they're using to make their comics with. And when I saw that Eric July made like 3 million with his with what's it called? ISOM, just by being on YouTube for 10 years and posting his opinions and whatnot. I was just like, okay, well, anybody can do that. I'll do that right now. You know what I mean? I'll just do that. And it's the same with Penguin Zero or Moist Critical, who created, what's it called? Ghost, not Ghost Slap, God Slap. I was just like, okay, let me do that. Because I know I can do something like that. So yeah, I was just like, okay, on YouTube is the platform I use the most, and I know it best, so I can at least start focusing 100% on that, and try to lock in and make like build my business from there. And my mentor Ngozi, she had a strategy that worked for her, that made her money on her comics, where she was using Tumblr, and actually mainly Tumblr. Back in the days when Tumblr was big, she found a strategy that really worked for her and posted endlessly on there, and that actually built up her following. Tumblr and Twitter was a combination that built up her following. She didn't need to use YouTube, and that was the strat to use back then. Sorry, there was a fly on it. That was the strat to use back then, or I guess the meta. And she figured out her way, and then was able to make money off of that. So I was just like, all right, let me do YouTube. And I think what I'm going to start doing soon is, since I'm not really working at all, like I might dial back on the videos and try to make them more like higher quality, where instead of just pumping out videos every day just to pump out a video, I could pump out 3 videos a week, but they'd be higher quality and more edited. And then I wouldn't have to just spam the algorithm every day. I could create something that people will check out and really get into, and that kind of thing. Yeah, Fifi Mangaka, I've seen them. Martial arts, yeah, I've seen martial arts. I'm gonna talk about Penguin Boy one day. Jay Odin, I think he does the Hammer series for Saturday AM. Legendary Mojo, I'm gonna have to check out that guy. And Chris Burns. Oh yeah, villain having a hero is a really interesting idea. He's not even a villain, he's not alive, but like referring to Eric's dad. But yeah, I know what you mean. Jig Smiggle rebooting Air Rider with Saintly's art style would be sick. I remember sawing this one shot panel of some antagonist covered in shadows with a creepy face. Awesome. Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's probably towards the end of Saintly chapter 1. So yeah, that's probably what you're talking about. Yeah, what is this business model Copy is doing? The golden cartridge is a USB with comics and other content on it. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't. Okay, so that's what that is. Yeah, I had no idea what that was, but yeah, that's a cool idea. It's like, okay, yeah, have a USB, it has comics on it. Hopefully that USB doesn't like fail or whatever, but if it has like music or animations or something on it, that'd be kind of cool too. But yeah, it's something to look into. There's all kinds of ways to make money in comics. When you find something new, it's always worth a shot to check it out, or give it a shot. Say pronounce the name right. I like that. Yeah, it's just a funny name. Coffee and Seiji are literally just selling comics in a mock retro game cartridge like a vintage video game. It's gimmicky in my opinion and takes away from the comic in the consumer's mind. Well, it all depends on what the consumers want, because we're both creators, so you might see it differently than the consumer does. You know what I mean? So like, if you think it's gimmicky, it almost doesn't matter, because like if the reader, or if their audience or their consumer, like their customer, wants that and likes it, and that's how they prefer the things to come in, then that's who they have to focus on. And like, they would just forget about what other creators are saying, because they're not selling to creators, they're selling to they're selling to readers. You know what I mean? So that's how I looked at I watched this what is it called, this MIT lecture about business and marketing and sales and whatnot. And basically the issue or the problem that they were having was like, they were trying to sell some medical thing to these like patients. They were trying to sell these for like patients, and all they did was they asked they asked the doctors about what their patients would need, and they asked the doctors about their patients' needs, like what they desire, that kind of stuff. And then when they tried to sell their product, it didn't work, because they only talked to the doctors about what the patients need. They didn't talk to the actual patients, the one who is actually their customer. So the patients, they didn't get all the specific intimate details of what the patients actually wanted. And the doctors were like, oh yeah, this seems like a good idea, go for it, you know what I mean? And then they tried and it didn't work, because they didn't get all the specific details from the patients. Then that business completely failed. They had to sell it. And the guy came back with another business that this time it worked, because what they did was they surveyed everybody who they were trying to sell their stuff to. They surveyed them, got their opinions, their thoughts, their ideas, and they're like, okay, we got the product just for you. And they couldn't take orders fast enough, because they finally figured out like, okay, this is what people want, so we're gonna give it to them. Like, we're gonna give it to them in the way that they want it. And people were just, it was spreading by word of mouth. They were ordering so fast that they had to get new phones, more employees, because they figured out the business model that actually worked for that item, because they talked to the customers first, or they talked to the potential customers first instead of the consultants. So that's part of what I'm trying to do with my channel now, is like trying to transition more over to the creator side of things, like to where or transfer more over to the reader side of things, where I'm making more content specifically catered toward my readers, where If you look at mangaka Odi, this is definitely a easier name to say than what he used to go by. Um, if you look at him and what he's doing, like, just look at this stuff. It's crazy. I survived the monster apocalypse, then drew what hunted me. Like, this is just if I was outside looking in as a creator, I'd be like, oh, why is he doing that? It doesn't make any sense. But his audience loves it. Like, he's got 175K subscribers. His audience is just like engaged in what he's doing. He's focused on readers. This isn't a channel about how to draw or like how to write comic books, or he's not doing how-tos. He's doing entertainment stuff where he's creating stuff that entertains the audience that he's building up. It's horror based, and his comic is horror based. And in fact, I have it right around here somewhere. Let me grab it. One sec. Yeah, he publishes Tomahawk Angel. And hey, what's up, Undie24? Yo. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, he makes Tomahawk Angel, and I've been seeing it online for some time before I actually found this at like Half Price Books. I was just like, all right, let me pick this up and see what it's like. And the way he makes pages, he says he just draws the next panel. Like, he doesn't think about the story that much, or he knows the general story, but he just draws the next panel. He just draws it quickly. And that guy is crazy, but it's what works for him and his business. So he's honed in on his audience. If you look at his channel, it has a specific vibe and look to it. That's what I'm trying to do for my channel as well, where I'm like, okay, now that I'm drawing saintly, I can do some more horror themed stuff. His colors are red, white, and black. And then occasionally he'll have like a green thing right here. But my colors would be like purple, black, teal, and what do you call it? White. So that would be the colors that I would use for kind of branding my channel. So he's not making videos on how to draw comic books or whatever. He's using this as a vehicle to sell his comics. So he's making these videos. It looks like maybe he does one every week, and he's making these videos. They're getting huge views. It has a specific theme, and then he's able to sell comics off of that. But he's published with Dark Horse, so he only sees like a certain percentage of those sales when he does sell books. But his YouTube channel is doing enough to pull in the correct audience. And then it seems like he maybe has like removed his older videos so that everything is more tailored to, let me go to what is it? Where's the shorts? Oh yeah, I can't go to shorts. But yeah, where everything is like more tailored to what he's trying to make. So yeah, what's up, Silence Draws, I think. Let me see. Yeah, Silence Draws. What's up, man? How you doing? Appreciate you coming to the show, dude. Let me see. He talked all that trash about Wavy's business model. Yeah, his own business model is just a quick crash grab. I don't know. Like, it's always worth a shot to see what it works like first. Then let's see. Speaking of which, have you checked out Show Me Magazine? They're really building some great manga and webtoon. No, I haven't checked that out yet, but I will after this show. Let's see. Nick Stream, I would like to see some more master studies if you can work that in. Yeah, dude, I'm actually putting one out tomorrow, or actually today, or no, I think I'll do it tomorrow. Where I'm drawing a master study of Omar Dogan, like one of my favorite pieces by him, and I'm just gonna do that as a um, quick draw, like quick paint type thing, and show you guys if I caught the actual colors of it. I have a vibe that I'm going for in my art and in my comics that I got to figure out a way to make that more prevalent on my YouTube channel. So yeah, that makes sense. It just feels to me that they have to one up themselves with something each release. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll see. Like it's always good to like observe and see how it plays out, uh and then jump on the bandwagon if it works. Yeah, Mangaka Odie's art isn't so insane. Yeah, it's crazy. Um Dragfang says, "Have you given No Name No Star a read yet?" Yeah, I took a look at it, but I don't even have time to read anything these days. I'm just watching stuff as I eat, and then when I'm done eating, I just go back to drawing. Undy, yeah, it's gonna be cool to see how these next couple years go. It feels like everybody's finding their groove. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's like my group or the people that I started in comics with, now I'm starting to see who's here to stay and then who's just here for a little while and who has already like quit and left, and then who is like, you know, like really trying to make a living at it, and who's just, you know, doing it for fun. So we have everybody who is supposed to be here now, and yeah, that's what we're seeing. So let me get started towards the end. Maybe in about 10 minutes I'm gonna set some type of timer. In about 10 minutes we'll check out this piece that Code Ninja sent me, and we'll go ahead and do that. Let me go over here, and I'm set a timer for like 10 minutes. So for 10 minutes I'm going to work on the Air Rider page, and then we'll go check out Code Ninja's work, and that'll be that. Doing what I can to release a new strip every week. That's good. That's good. Anything you can do to keep that spark alive, like keep trying to put stuff out there, is one step closer to you know, actually making this thing a livable situation. The only thing that will stop you is actually stopping, you know what I mean? Like the only thing that can actually make this fail is if you just stop doing it. Like the only thing you need to do is to keep going. What's going on with this? Why am I not able to interact with it? Can y'all see? Okay, yeah. Oh, because it's locked. Let me see. Okay. There we go. The only problem is I have to draw some of these. Okay, so in this panel I have to draw the skateboard. Yeah, I've been working on this one for the last couple days. So I'm almost done with it. This one was one that I penciled on paper first, and I did that maybe a year ago. I don't even remember when I started doing that. Let me put inks layer. Or maybe I'll just ink on this ink layer. Yeah, But now I can go a lot faster. Like I'm more confident in just going faster, especially because I don't give a fuck anymore. Like when you get to the point where you just don't give a fuck, where it's not that you don't care about the comic itself, and it's not that you don't care about uh doing a good job anymore. It's just where you don't care about the perfection of everything, and you can just put your stuff out there quickly and be like, okay, yeah, let me do this quick. I can get it done and then move on to the next. There we go. Just gonna freehand these fucking circles. See, like you just don't need to care that much. Boom. Like I wish I could draw like freaking Air Gear. That's what Air Rider 2.0 would be more like. It would be more like Air Gear, where it's just gonna be like, wait, I gotta be careful about this thing because this thing shows some really crazy stuff sometimes. But Air Gear is like super dynamic. Like the characters are always in motion and there's these dynamic angles that they use. And I'm just like, yo, I want to be able to do that for Air Rider. Like this version of Air Rider, if I had read Air Gear, well, I don't want to read Air Gear, but like Air Gear's, I like looking through Air Gear's panels because they're so what's the word? Speedy. Like they look dynamic and fluid and crazy. I want to be able to do stuff like that for the next version of Air Rider. So I'll just flip through Air Gear, but I don't feel like reading it because I read the first chapter, maybe even the first couple of chapters. And I was just like, what the hell is this? I mean, it's not bad, but at the same time, there was like a few. I think some girls got like R-worded, dude, and then we just moved past it like nothing happened. Like they just get R-worded, nobody says anything, and then that's just it. It just happened, and I was just like, okay, I guess that's something that happened. And then it's like the author's sense of storytelling or morality is just not quite there. I was just like, okay, well, at least the art's good, and that's really mostly what you need in making manga. Like if the art's good, then you can basically do anything. Like as long as the story is at least comprehensive enough to where people enjoy reading it week to week or month to month. That guy is like a god of art, so he can make literally anything interesting. So how would I hold a skateboard? Well, he's gonna have more of a bent thumb. Is everyone seeing? Okay. Yeah, in the anime, I don't know what happened in the anime, but I was reading the manga chapters. I set the timer, right? Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, I did. Let me check out. Silence Draw says, yeah, facts, man. I'm trying to pump out a manga chapter once a month, and I'm loving the grind. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do as well. Like, if I can get to once a month, then I'll be in a good spot. Eventually, I do want to put together like some type of studio or have some type of remote studio where I can get other people on my team to put my work out there a lot faster and have like assistants and stuff like that. That would be cool. Code Ninja says, my YouTube strategy will be similar to Mangaka Odi's art challenge type vids, but each challenge ends in a new manga chapter and it leads viewers to the Patreon. Yeah, that's like I guess your funnel type strategy where you're trying to funnel people towards like Patreon or something like that. That's a decent strategy. That's good. And definitely worth a shot. I haven't started Patreon yet because I don't have anything that's really valuable yet that I figured that people would want to pay money for. Um, but I think when that's why I have my email list as it's like a free thing, and it's also less friction because it's free. So because it's free, people are like, oh yeah, I get free comics if I sign up for that. I don't have to pay any money, and I'll just go in there. Hiroda Yoshi says, oh yes, the fuck it good enough method. Yep. Exactly. I do, but it's wipe. Once my comic is out. Yep. Massive Pando says, Ken, you're over your speaking truth. Approaching that attitude of not caring about so-called perfectionism and just finishing the damn panel and moving on. Yeah, man, it's just like it's a lifesaver, like you can get a lot more done that way. Silent Straws, I make videos on topics that I'm interested in. I just finished chapter 1 of my manga and learned a lot, so I made a video about it. Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out after this, because that is good to see. Speaking of webcomics, indie manga, and webtoons, animation has been on the decline for several years now, which is disappointing. While a lot of indie animation are somewhat replacing cartoons. Yeah, I think it's because all of the people who were in cartoons or in indie or like in mainstream cartoons who are making it are now like making the indie stuff. Like they're burnt out working for Disney or doing work for Cartoon Network or whatever, wherever they're at, and now they're just making the indie stuff like Knights of what do they call it? Knights of Guinevere or something. And the Amazing Digital Circus. I don't know if that's from like an actual person who worked in animation, but there's Tracy Butler's Lackadaisy Cats, which was also a webcomic for a while. And actually her expression tutorial is where I really learned and understood my love for drawing facial expressions. That one really helped a lot back when I was younger. This thumb looks weird, but at some point I'm just gonna have to be like, once I get it somewhat right, I'll be like, fuck it, and then just move on. There we go. And okay. Here we go. Let me erase this little thing here. Nick Stream says, I read all of Air Gear. Do not read for plot. Treat it like JJK. Yeah. it like whenever I look at it, I just get that sense of like, yeah, it's not something to read for plot. It's something to read for plot. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the girls in that series have a lot of good plots, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's that kind of comic or that kind of manga. And Tenjo Tenge is similar too, where it's got a lot of fan service and stuff like that. But I think maybe there's more of a story to it. I just never got around to reading it, but I do have some volumes of it as well. But yeah, I don't know where I said this before, but I'm gonna watch. Oh, that's where I said it. Yeah, I'm gonna watch One Piece live action on Sunday with a buddy, and finally watch like season 2. So I've been trying to avoid spoilers as much as possible, but I saw this black guy being Brook in some like YouTube short. I was just like, whoa, they're bringing Brook out early. Okay, let's see how they're gonna do this. But yeah, it's gonna be dope. We're gonna do a marathon and watch all 8 episodes in a day, just like we did for season one. And season one was really good too. I just like how it's so campy and stays true to the source material and still is as weird as One Piece is supposed to be. So that's what I like about it. I'm gonna make this skateboard gray, so I'm not gonna do any of the work on it here. When's my timer gonna go off? Is it because my do not disturb is on? Hold on. Yeah, it did. It didn't go off. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and stop this here. Let me, well, not stop it, but I'm gonna check out my email, but I need to stop presenting for a second just so I don't dox anybody. Dox anybody randomly. Okay, here we go. But yeah, I promised Code Ninja last week to show something that he sent me last week, but we didn't have time for in the show last time, so we're gonna show it today, and then that's it. And then I'm just gonna draw a little bit more of Air Rider, and we'll head out. But yeah, okay, so we should be good to go. Silent Straw says, "Oh, it's pretty good. Just finished it now. I'm going to read the manga. Oh, that's dope. The live action just feels so shonen, and I love it. Yeah, man. If you read the manga, you'll be satisfied with how they portray it in the anime as well, or in the live action. Go D Usopp will save the world. Yeah, man. That's dope. Let's see. Okay." Code Ninja said, "Would love to have your thoughts on him. He's my main antagonist." Yeah, let me pull up the picture here. Okay, it's showing now. Yep, here's the protagonist, or here's the antagonist, and I like his design without the coat, and then I like his design with the coat as well. I'm trying to pinpoint where I've seen a character like this, and he kind of reminds me of the character Mosgus or Mosgus from Berserk. So he has that look about him where he's just big bodied, you know what I mean? And then when you get to his actual body, it's like, oh, this guy could fuck some people up. He has like 2 guns, and he got a whole dickload of details on him, so that's really cool. Like a whole bunch of details, and he's got like a puncture wound here. Not even a wound, but this guy is like completely either encased in metal or he is a metal guy. So I'm not 100% on it, but this guy looks sick. It's just really well drawn. And then yeah, let me see if I could show that guy that I'm having, that he's reminding me of. Yeah. So he's got the same vibes as this dude, like where he's just like, this guy's more of a preacher type dude, where he's a preacher and then he turns into this big monster guy who's got a lot of armor on him, like a lot of snake armor on him. But yeah, man, it's always helpful, like, to make your villain look formidable. You know what I mean? Like this is a guy that you can't fuck with. Like you can't just walk up to him and be like, "Hey, fuck you, guy," and then he's not gonna, like, be able to fuck you up or do something to you. So this is a good, strong design. And then I like this this belt piece here. That looks really, really dope. Maybe if you use like did like a 3D model of him, and then use that 3D model to trace over in your comic. That way you wouldn't have to feel stressed about like figuring out the angles and the details of his outfit or his whole design every single time. Like you'd be able to just draw it from the angles that you need if you made like a 3D model of him. But yeah, this is dope. Yeah, appreciate you sending that, man. But yeah, Yeah, that's dope, man. So I'm gonna get back to drawing. We'll hang out just a little while longer, and then I'll dip maybe in like 10, 20 minutes or so. Let's see. Clean artwork. He has two crazy looking minions I'm working on now too. That's dope. CGI would really work for this level of detail. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yep. Benny was already on it. If it was animated, AI could really help with that. Whoa, 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 hold up, man. Yeah. Yeah, definitely 3D, like do a 3D model of him. Like, well, you don't have to, but that would help get the angles for him more consistent so that you don't have to draw like a whole freaking like lithograph every time you have to draw this guy, because he has a lot of specific minor details on him that if you want to keep him consistent, you'd have to put him in shadow. I would put him in shadow half the time just to just to avoid having to draw his whole character. You know what I mean? I mostly, whenever I design character, I mostly just use regular clothes like t-shirts and jackets and stuff. But that's because I never pushed myself. And most of my stories take place in just regular settings, and then they have a mysterious or a mystical element to them. But yeah, thanks for the tips. Yeah, no problem, man. Silence Draws, I was just about to say, you're so well drawn. You're going to rip your hair out drawing that in a comic hundreds of times. Yeah, you could also like simplify that design as well. Like there's ways to simplify it so it looks cool, but is easier to draw. I'm going to try it out by hand, but I'm considering a model at some point. Personally, figuring out the shapes is my favorite part of drawing. Yeah. Yeah. I used to have a lot of favorite stuff about drawing as well. Like, my favorite part of drawing is taking my time. My favorite part of drawing is taking my time, going slow, and drawing something really well. Like, I'll legit study lighting situations and other artists and figure out like, okay, this is how to draw this thing, and go through tutorials. And then when I go through the tutorial, I learn a new skill, and I'm like, awesome, I learned a new skill, and now I can apply it to my art and make my art even better. And then I do all these extra things to figure stuff out, and that's the part I like about drawing the most. But comics is different. It's like, fuck you. Just, I don't give a fuck. Just draw the thing. Draw what needs to be drawn next and focus on that. Don't overthink it. Just do and keep moving forward. And that's more what comics is. And if you can make it, if you can afford, if you have the time to make it look good, go ahead and do that if you can. But if you don't have the time, just don't do the crime. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what comics is like. But illustration is different, and I think I'll start heading more into that as time goes on, because I want to do conventions and go on that circuit, and that requires some like having comics on me, but also illustrations as well. So is this the angle? No, I shouldn't do it that angle, but I should make it move forward. So there was a panel where I did his hand. Where is that? I hope it didn't get deleted or something. Well, I guess it did. Well, I'm gonna just draw it again. Let's see. Also, the cheat is his cloak. Him without the cloak is kind of like a transformation. Yeah. That is the cheat. Yeah, his cloak could definitely, like, his cloak is so like, it's simple to draw, and anytime he steps out of his cloak, it could still be in shadow, and that would help save time too as well. Let's see. Master Panda says, cool looking character, but that's actually a great idea. Keeping him in the shadows for Mystique, and then he stays cloaked until he's ready for a hardcore battle, then whips it off like Piccolo. Yeah, exactly. Piccolo aura farming and shit. Man, Dragon Ball always finds a way to come back into relevance through through new memes. Like people come up with new ideas and then they realize, oh, this Dragon Ball character applies to that same meme, and then all of a sudden Dragon Ball comes back into relevance. It's always finding its way back into pop culture, somehow, some way, and I really think that's cool, like a cool feature about Dragon Ball. Um, but yeah, it's my okay. Yeah, people can see it. Now, if I were to just turn this, what would that be like? Okay, that's not bad. And this is basically the last few panels, and then I'm gonna get these pages flatted and just start doing the colors. And then the letters are already basically done. I just need to apply them to the actual canvas. And boom, I have a comic. I have to do the cover though. But at first I have to do the cover for chapter 1 of Saintly, do the final lettering edits, and then do what's the word? Revise and edit chapter 2 so that it's better than what it currently is. But yeah, we're almost done here. We'll clock out in a little bit. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think through all of my eras of drawing comics, I've vastly and severely underestimated how long I should like I overestimated how much time that I had to draw and underestimated how how little time I had to draw. Like I thought I could do studies, figure out how to draw, like drawing correctly or drawing something great or even like top tier takes time and study just to figure out one aspect of the drawing. But comics is a different beast where you just kind of draw it as fast as possible, dash off things. If you can draw it good, do it good, do it as high quality as you can in the time that you have. And you can get assistance, like if you have assistants in Japan, like they'll help you out with the rest, and that's the deal over there. But here it's just you just gotta go. So I'm using like the Loomis method for heads that I learned when I was 15, and I'm just drawing that as fast as humanly possible, and then I'm just like, okay, is this correct? Is this the right angle? No, erase the whole thing and start again. You know what I mean? Like, um, and truthfully, doing the comic, if I were to do this whole comic digitally, I wouldn't want to do it all digitally, but it would be the fastest possible way to get a comic done, to do it all digitally. But I don't want it to exist only digitally. I have to do something traditional. Like I have to make it exist in the real world. And I get better drawings by doing it in the real world too. Like I can tell the difference between um Invincible's old art, like the earlier art where it was done um on paper, like penciled on paper and then inked traditionally as well. And then the Invincible nowadays where it's like inked digitally and then it looks just a little bit, or it's like pencil digitally as well, where it just feels what's the word, more flat. It just feels a little bit more flat. Let's see, Code Ninja says, how many pages do you have left before release? This is the last page I'm working on right now. The last few panels I'm doing for Air Rider number 3. So once I'm done with these panels, that's it. It's I'm going to get it all flatted and then do the colors, and then I don't even know how I'm gonna release it. But if I do a Kickstarter, it'll be later in the year, I think. I don't want to do a whole big ass Kickstarter right now, but yeah, I'm just gonna be glad to actually have this done and then get it out there, and then just put it behind me, and then focus all in on Saintly with no regrets. But Hiroda Yoshi says, I feel you can. I miss the apartment full of drawing pages hung up all over the place. Yeah, man. It's a good time. I still have the pages for Air Rider number 3. Just it's like right, I'm looking right at them, but I can't pick them up because they're holding up my lamp. But yeah, I just really loved working on it and on paper, and it just looks better. It comes out better. Uh, you know, doing it on paper. Eventually, it won't be that practical to do it that way, but it's just what I'm used to right now, and I feel like I can move faster on paper anyway. Uh, Feeling that ink on the page just hits different. Yeah, it hits different because you can feel the effect that you're having on the art. Like you can feel it, and you can feel how it's interacting with the page that you're working with, and you can hear that sound too. Like you can scritch. Yeah, you can hear that sound, and it's just like being a manga artist too. Um, and digital, I don't like looking at a digital screen the whole time. So looking at digital, like looking at screens all day, I don't want to be. I don't want to like ruin my eyes by looking at digital screen like 99% of the day. So traditional first and then digital. That's what I go with. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's show. We're already like 2 hours and 13 minutes in. I just like hanging out with y'all and talking about comics and stuff. I'm glad somebody mentioned what the what do they call it? Cartridge was, because I didn't know what they were talking about, to be honest. Uh, Xylofer. I don't think I've seen you before. He says, "Hey, do you take me requests?" I actually don't know what that is. Um, I don't know what that is. You can either post that here, or I'll put my email in the um description, and you can ask about that as well. But yeah, I don't know what a me request is. Uh, Spider-Man or cheeseburger? I don't know. But yeah, let me see. Put my email here, and I'm about to head out. But I did see that Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. I hope it's good. Um, I like the trailer. I like the little scene where he's like jumping off the building and whatnot. But I always come in the theater for Spider-Man regardless. But I'm just hoping it's good. Uh, Hey, that's Gabriel. What the Gabriel? You came in right at the tail end, dude. I'm about to head out, but uh, he said I feel like my road to professional artistry is finally coming. I can stay a couple of seconds. Like, yeah, dude. Uh, Congratulations, man, on getting into the Don Blue. I think it was the Don Blue program. No, it was it the Don Blue program or Nicktoons, like the Nicktoons internships. I forget which one it was, but congratulations on getting that like position and like everything that you're learning with the art that you're doing. So yeah, it's great to see, man. Like it's great to see you improving and going. Like I remember when we were kids and like I would go over to your house and I'd be like, oh, this guy's drawing full comic books. Like you had books, like stacks of books of this character Bubble Boy, and I was just like, dang, this guy's good. Like what the heck? He's got like a whole series made, and it'd be really cool to see like if it turns into a cartoon for like Nickelodeon or something like that. They would have to say yes. Like they can't say no, you know what I mean? As long as you just keep going, keep pushing it, and try to get it out there. I don't see this not becoming the next big thing. Like it could be SpongeBob big the way you make it, because you just have had it in your mind for so many years that I was seeing it even when I was a kid. I was just like, whoa, this guy's making a whole like actual story. So hopefully they're teaching you everything they need to teach you at that school, that program that you're doing, and that you're able to put your idea out into the world one day. So yeah. Let me see. Undie. Yes, sir. It was good to draw and watch and listen. Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, I'm about to head off, and I will see y'all next week. I'm gonna try to figure out some stuff about YouTube and all this marketing stuff. But yeah, in the meantime, I'll finish Air Rider and try to put that out as soon as possible. But appreciate you guys coming on the show, and hope you guys have a great night. See you in the next one. Peace.